Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at something which I think is absolutely awesome. We are looking at the 2002 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Return of the Jedi 12-inch series of action figures. And this particular action figure we are looking at today is of the Gamorrean Guard, who was one of the guards that appeared at Jabba the Hutt's palace. It's absolutely awesome, this figure. But let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the box first. So this is the box it comes in, and it says on the top ages 4 and up, and at the bottom it's got Star Wars Return of the Jedi Gamorrean Guard, and you've got the Hasbro logo at the bottom, on the bottom right hand corner. And if I just turn the box to the side, there you can see an image of the Gamorrean Guard as he appeared in the movie, Return of the Jedi. And at the top it's got articulated arms, head and neck. And let's just turn him round to the back and let's see what we got on the back. Okay, I'm just going to dim that light off a bit because I'm getting a pretty bad reflection on that and I don't want to ruin it for anyone. So it says, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. The Empire prepares to crush the rebellion with a second, more powerful Death Star. As the rebel fleet mounts a massive attack on the dreaded space station, Luke Skywalker confronts his father, Darth Vader, in a climatic duel before the evil Emperor. In the last second, Vader makes a momentous choice. He destroys the Emperor and saves his son. The Empire is finally defeated, the evil Sith are destroyed, and Anakin Skywalker is redeemed. At long last, freedom is restored to the galaxy. Gamorrean Guard. Tough, brutish Gamorrean Guards are posted as sentries throughout Jabba the Hutt's palace. Prone to violence, these slow-witted creatures are stubborn and loyal. The low intelligence of male Gamorreans is an asset to their employees, as they cannot be bribed or persuaded to betray. They prefer hand-to-hand combat weapons instead of blasters. And the detailing on this one, so you've got the helmet, the shoulder armour, the gauntlets, the palace garments, the sandals, and comes with 2 heavy-duty axes. And at the bottom it says includes figure and 2 axes. The other noted figures are for descriptive purposes only and are not separate pieces. It says collect them all. So you've got Padme Amidala, Gamorrean Warrior, and Anakin Skywalker. And at the very bottom, you've got all the copyright information, Star Wars logo, and the Hasbro logo. Okay, so that is the back of the box. What I'm going to do now, so we don't get any more reflection, I'm going to open the box. I'm going to remove the inner card from the box, and let's have a look at the figure out of the actual box itself. Okay, so I have removed the Gamorrean Guard from the box. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I've actually taken him off of the card so we can have a really good look at him. And I think he is absolutely awesome. The detail in his face, let's just zoom into his face and just have a look. Just look at that. He is absolutely superb. The detail and the sculpting is just exactly as you would expect him to be, and exactly what he looked like in Return of the Jedi. It's just absolutely incredible. His actual belt has come off there. I'll have to put that back on in a second. It's obviously, yeah, it clips onto the back of his belt there we go. But oh my goodness, he looks absolutely brilliant. And so he has got articulation. I don't think there's a tremendous amount of articulation. His arms go up, his hands do turn. His arms don't go anywhere else though, they just go up and down. So the hands turn, which is good. The legs do move, but there's no I think it's just perhaps the way that I'm probably too far in. Let me just zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole figure. And so the arms do go up and down, the hands do turn around, but there's no other articulation there, and the legs do move backwards and forwards. But, well, they don't even move forward. They tend to move to the side. So, but maybe that's just that's the way that they walked in the TV in the movie. So, yeah, articulation wise, a little bit disappointing. But he's got, obviously he can hold his items in his hands. So he's got his 2 axes. Can he hold that one? Yeah. Well, yeah. So there you go. So he can hold his 2 axes. He looks very menacing, to be fair, but yeah, I mean the detailing is just absolutely amazing. And that's the back of him. That's the front of him, and that's the back of him. And he's got fur lines. It's all fabric clothing. His good shoulder pads are on there, and his plastic sandals. He's just such an incredibly detailed figure, and just looks absolutely amazing. I think this was one of the best figures that Hasbro done in the 12-inch range. I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. Even though the articulation probably lets it down a little bit, but generally the actual figure, and to put this figure on display, yeah, out of this world. It is just absolutely amazing. It is probably one of the best figures that Hasbro done in the 12-inch series. So let's just confirm the size. There we go, 30 centimeters, as it says. We're going to measure the widest point, which is going to be across his back. So we're looking at 19 centimeters, and he's a big fat geezer. So without the weapons, we're also looking at 16 centimeters deep. So he's a big old figure. But yeah, and absolutely awesome. It is just a shame that there's not so much articulation with these figures, but there we are. We can't have everything, but that face I just can't get over. It's so well done. The detailing on the face, the clothing, even the armor is just incredible. Even his sandals are just absolutely brilliant. And his filthy toes as well. Yeah, it's just done so well. Anyway, how well did these figures do? Well, yeah, the 12-inch figures at the time, not as popular as the smaller figures, obviously. They were a lot more money, and they weren't as easy to play with as the smaller figures are for kids. So they didn't sell as well as the smaller figures. Personally, I think the 12-inch figures are so much better. And they're just so much more detailed, and there's so much room for them to add more detail into the figure. So or the 12-inch figures have always been my favorite range of figures, but as I say, they didn't sell as well as the small figures. They still done well, they sold out, but the quantities that were produced were a lot less than the smaller figures. Now, of course, we are talking 22 years on since this figure was released, since this range of figures was released. 22 years on, and these figures have now become incredibly collectible and very, very difficult to find. They very rarely come up on platforms. Certainly this particular range, which is a Return of the Jedi range, they very rarely come up on platforms. Don't get me wrong, they do pop up, but very rarely. And the Gamorrean Guard is probably one of the rarest ones that you ever see pop up. Because I don't think it was one of the most popular figures back in the time, but I think it's fantastic. And remember, the Gamorrean Guard was only really in the Return of the Jedi, so it didn't really have a big on-screen appearance. So it probably wasn't the best seller of the whole range. So, but obviously, as I say, 22 years on, these figures are now incredibly collectible and very difficult to find. But yes, as usual, we at Mighty Touch have managed to find a few, and they're currently available to purchase on the Mighty Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It takes you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody. I'm absolutely positive that you won't want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.